There's a truth about life most people ignore, not because it's hidden, but because it's uncomfortable. Life doesn't ask you what you want. It hands you moments, some beautiful, some brutal, and it whispers one question: what will you do with this? In that moment, how you think, how you feel, how you respond defines everything. And that's why Zig Ziglar left us a message not just for motivation, but for survival, for success, for significance. Expect the best, prepare for the worst, maximize what comes. 3 lines. 1 mindset. Let's unpack this together with all the heart, truth, and fire it deserves. Part 1. Expect the best. Fuel your future with faith. Let's be honest. The world will always offer reasons to doubt, to stay small, to protect your comfort, to stop dreaming. But Zig taught us to rise above the noise. He said, "You were designed for accomplishment, engineered for success, and endowed with the seeds of greatness. You weren't made to play it safe. You were made to expect something better, not in arrogance, but in hope. When you expect the best, you show up with energy. You speak with confidence. You take risks because you believe something good is coming. Does this mean life will always reward you instantly? Number. But without positive expectancy, you won't even try. And if you never try, you've already failed. Expecting the best is a declaration. It says, I believe my future is bigger than my past. I believe I can grow. I believe I was born with purpose. Zig didn't say expect perfection. He said expect potential. Even in the worst of times, believe something beautiful can still grow. Part 2. Prepare for the worst. Build a mind that's storm-proof. Now here's the part that makes most people uncomfortable. It's easy to believe. It's harder to prepare. But faith without preparation is just a fantasy. Zig Ziglar believed in dreaming big, but preparing bigger. Because he knew life didn't promise comfort. It promised change. It promised challenge. And often, it promised pain. You've got to train your mind for the moments that don't go as planned. What happens when the relationship ends? When the investor says no? When the numbers don't add up? When the friend walks away? Will you break? Or will you bend? Will you freeze? Or will you rise? Preparation means you don't just hope to stay strong. You become strong. You read more. You train more. You budget better. You build faith. You sharpen skill. You make yourself storm-proof. So when the worst comes, and it will, you're not shaken. You're ready. Zig understood this. He didn't just rise on stage with charisma. He practiced, failed, rebuilt, lost, loved ones, faced rejection. But every loss prepared him for leadership. You don't prepare because you're scared. You prepare because you're wise. Part 3, maximize what comes. Turn every moment into momentum. Life doesn't care how well you planned. It throws curveballs, and it rarely gives you exactly what you asked for. But here's where champions are made. They don't waste time mourning what should have been. They maximize what is. It's easy to maximize when things go right. But what about when they don't? When your dream job falls through? When the business collapses? When the person you loved lets go? What then? You maximize what's left. You dig deeper. You ask better questions. You say, this wasn't the plan, but it's still my path. You rebuild. You redirect. You rise. Because you are not defined by what you lost. You are defined by what you build from it. Zig Ziglar didn't climb to greatness by waiting for the perfect day. He took the broken days and turned them into lessons. He maximized his mistakes. He squeezed every ounce of wisdom from pain. He turned his setbacks into stage lights and helped millions do the same. And now, it's your turn. Part 4. The emotional truth. You're not weak for struggling. Let's pause here because someone watching this, you're hurting. You've tried. You've hoped. You've fought. And maybe life still hasn't turned out how you thought. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. Zig knew pain. He lost his father at 5. His baby sister died shortly after. He was raised in poverty. He failed often. But he didn't hide from that pain. He used it. You have every right to feel tired, to feel unsure. But just know this, you are not done. Your story is still being written. And this moment, this pain, isn't the end. It's the middle. And you are more equipped than you know to turn this around. Part 5. The formula for a resilient life. Here's the formula Zig gave us, etched in the minds of every leader who's ever fought for something more. Expect the best. Keep your hope alive. It's the fuel for the fire. Prepare for the worst. Build your strength before the storm comes. It's your anchor. Maximize what comes. Adapt. Overcome. Rise. This is your true power. You don't need the perfect life to live with purpose. You just need the right mindset to turn any life into a legacy. Part 6. Final words. This is your moment. Maybe today didn't start the way you wanted. Maybe this year broke your heart. Maybe you're standing in the ruins of a dream. But hear me. Your story isn't over. You can still rise. You can still build. You can still become everything you were meant to be. Expect the best, because your future is still wide open. Prepare for the worst, because challenges will come. Maximize what comes, because that's what greatness does. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect timing. All you need, yes, is to decide, I will not be broken. I will not be average. I will not wait for life to hand me ease. I will rise with what I've got, and I will build something better.